hopefully. GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, August 21st, and you are here with Adrienne and Nanish Prof for our 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. GM Adrienne, how are you this morning?
GM, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. I'm good. You had a fun day yesterday, so let's start there. You were in the city meeting with YB about writing hackathon. So what'd you guys get up to?
That's right. So the writing hackathon, which we couldn't believe was in June, which seems like a decade ago.
Yes, it seems like so long ago, and also yesterday at the same time.
There were so many good submissions. And YB and I have been talking. We've really been wanting to come together to try to put a wrap a bow around submissions and do something with it. So we got together. Shout out Privy, who offered some office space. Max was in town. Nice. By the way, one of the side effects or like side benefits of being active on Farcaster or making friends is you get to like hop into people's offices when you don't have any. So
You've done that a couple times.
Yes.
That's nice.
It's great.
Yeah.
I popped into Merkel in Venice last year. I popped into, Variant. So be nice, make friends, and you can ask for favors. So Privy Office is beautiful, very bright and modern, and everyone is super cool there. So YB and I got together, and it's amazing because we've been DMing each other all summer talking about, we've been reading submissions and coming up with ideas. You get face-to-face for 3 hours, and we got so much done.
Got everything done. Yeah, that's awesome. That's fantastic. So I'm really excited to see the next iteration here. Very exciting. Well,
and if you looked at my feed, you might. There's a hint about what we might be doing. So we'll drop something in the next. I don't know. I'm not promising a timeline, but sometime
soon. Awesome. I'm excited to read everything in that format. So putting it all together in one mint is going to be pretty amazing.
Oh, so well, you just told you. Well, that's what we're doing.
It's going to be amazing. I'm excited.
We're going to drop We're going to drop a booklet. So stay tuned.
It'll be amazing. I'm excited to see it. Moving on to this from Dan. PSA for developers. Tomorrow we're moving over to a new SIWF that's signed in with Farcaster URLs and simpler QR codes starting tomorrow. 90% of Warpcast users should already be on a compatible version, i.e. latest App Store version, but there will be some stragglers. If you have anyone complain about sign in with Farcaster not working, just have them update their mobile app in the App Store and it should work again. For most people reading this cast, you don't have to do anything. But maybe just double check and make sure everything is up to date for you. And this also related, please upgrade Hubble to 1.14.4, which implements storage changes defined in the GitHub. Will minimize version on Monday at the latest, so all hubs will be ready for August 28th when storage units were originally scheduled to expire. If you are manually calculating storage, you'll need to, hold on, forgot to pull this up. You'll need to update your logic. You may find the new helper functions implemented in the hubs nodes package. And that was from Sanjay. And then this from V, storage extension is going out. Please update your hubs before Monday to avoid any disruption. So this is related to all of our storage. Was anyone who received free storage last year was about to expire and you would have to renew and pay for that storage. And they just extended the complimentary storage for a little bit longer for those who already have it, extended the expiration dates, and then this all relates to that. So make sure you get those things updated. So that was exciting.
And that was kind of a message for hub operators. So maybe we take a minute to remind you there are no rewards for operating hubs. Not today.
Still none.
Not tomorrow.
Probably never.
No, don't say probably. I'll say
Never.
probably.
Never. Yeah, just your friendly, regular, semi-regular reminder. This from Dan. You should add this feature. It can't be that complicated. This is unfocused. New features create tech debt and make the team move slower. They also don't solve the most important problem. Unfocused startups fail. Staying focused is hard. Here's PG on focus. PG being Paul Graham. And I did like this. I'm just going to give this a read. There's 1,000 things you could be doing, and only one of them is the most important. You do the most important thing. It's like optimizing software. There is something that is currently the bottleneck to making the software faster. You work on that. And that's a lot of what we do at YC. We figure it out. We sit down with people and look at all the things they could be doing and ask them which one is the most important. They know the answer in their head. They just don't ask themselves this question. And then I'm like, okay, so why aren't you doing that? And they're like, oh, gosh, I don't know. I guess I could do that. So there you go. Obviously, if the new feature is trying to solve the most important problem, then worth trying. So when you see Dan casting about, here's our priorities for this week, it's all going back to what they're trying to do, which is user retention, essentially, is what it comes down to. And then all the things that lead to that, like quality casts and spam filters and anything like that. But bottom line is growing the DAU. Any thoughts on that? I tend to be a get distracted by side quests kind of person, so I needed that little for myself. That's why I read that.
Note to self.
Note to self.
Note to self.
Yeah, exactly. I needed that.
Look, bottlenecks are the devils, and there's any optimization you're trying to make not at a bottleneck is useless. It just it doesn't matter. And for startups looking for product market fit, it really is about focus. That advice doesn't necessarily work for all scenarios at all times.
True.
A lot of that advice I used to follow in my workplace. I wrote a blog piece once about feeling overwhelmed in life at some point and trying to apply that type of thinking to life. And I couldn't because it was my stress was coming from having these kids, and you can't just like focus on your kids until they're out of your house because it takes like 18 some years. So it doesn't really work as good all the time. But yes, if you're on a startup trying to find product market fit, focus, and get used to saying no and distractions.
No is a full sentence, but I have a hard time with it.
Yeah, I was laughing. I was laughing, and I wanted to send that to Horsefax because we were trying to get Horsefax on our show. And then he got busy, and I was like, oh, I think we're a distraction, Horsefax, so maybe don't come.
Like, if we're distracting you from something that actually keeps the network running, please don't come. But if we're not, please come. So there you go. This from Greg. Well, he's not making bread. He's doing other things. Added a tool to recovery.fcstr.xyz that makes it to transfer your Farcaster FID to a fresh wallet. Makes it easier. The app also lets you update your on-chain recovery address to a wallet of your choice instead of Warpcast's default address. Open to feedback. CC Deodad, I think you've asked for this before. So this is pretty cool. Definitely something that we need, and I'm sure in the future will be even more important as people cycle through wallets, or you lose something or what have you, or something is compromised. You do need an easy way to be able to get back to your account. So very cool. Thanks, Craig. This from the FarCon Asia team. So there's a FarCon Asia that is upcoming in about a month from now. September 16th to 17th, the Arts House Singapore. There's registration is open. FarCon Asia is the first major Farcaster event in Asia, bringing diverse cultural elements, offering an opportunity for regional builders and creators to connect IRL. This is awesome to see because we had a lot of discussion going on about FarCon right after FarCon, and then it kind of went away. So like in my thought at that time, when everyone was sort of jockeying for position, if you will, to, you know, have the next FarCon in their area, I was like, I think we're going to need multiple. I think we're just going to need multiple. And I think this is the first step in that direction of decentralized FarCons. We're never going to see another FarCon with 70 people in it. It's just not going to happen. It might happen, but it will be one of many is my guess. So, yeah. So, and I love the team. They're doing an amazing job. They're also the team behind Jam. They've asked, I really wish I could go. It's not something I can do. Wish I could, but I know there's a lot of activity happening around Token 2049 as well over in Singapore. And then there's also the network school that's launching, which is a whole other thing we haven't even talked about yet, but
yeah. And network state,
whole thing.
The network state conference preceding that.
Preceding that. Yeah. I believe Ted may be going to network school. So I would love to see her sort of reporting from there and telling us, you know, keeping us looped in. But yeah, interesting. Lots of activity happening in and around Singapore and Asia in the next month or so. So I'm really looking forward to seeing all the things. Oh, Carlos is going. Oh. Hey, Carlos. Yeah. That's going to be cool. I'm excited to see all the things you're doing there. That'll be fun. All right, moving on. I know I wish I could go to all these things. I just can't go to everything. I go to as much as I can, but Singapore is a big lift.
Whoever's going, let us know and come in the show and tell us how it is. We want.
Please.
We need also, and
I forgot to pull a cast for this, but the first Friday of September and hopefully ongoing, there's going to be a lot of Farcaster meetups all around the world, and we're going to do a URL one right here. So I'll be hosting, hopefully having people call in and stream in from all the different locations, similar to what we did with Bitcoin Pizza Day. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's awesome. And I'm sorry I'm unavailable for the first Farcaster Friday.
I know. It's very sad, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. There'll be others. This from Peachy, suddenly being followed by a bunch of accounts with these brown PFPs or weird QR codes. They are all bots, mute and report. Why do they sound kind of human? It's because they copy other people's replies and send them to you. This one messed up and copied me and replied to me with my own words. They are also adding NNL to their text many times before a tip because they have no tip allowances. So very interesting. I have not run into this yet. Have you run into this one?
The brown circle PFPs, no. Bots, yes.
Yes. I've had the bots
using LLMs and the ones that are copying my, I mean, I've seen my replies being copied, not in the past like few weeks, but earlier, different version of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it lately, but I have seen it. And it is disturbing, especially when you recognize, even if it's not your own reply, but you recognize your reply, and I'm like, wait a minute, because I've saw people doing that with yours, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is Adrienne.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
And sometimes you reply back. Yeah. Sometimes you get caught.
Yeah.
And you have a conversation with a bot, and it makes you feel not good.
Yeah, makes you feel a little dumb. Yeah, makes you feel a little dumb. This from I'm not gonna be able to say it. Sayumye. I'm gonna mess that one up. Asked FBI intern who I should be friends with on Warpcast, and he sent me this 2x2 matrix saying what type of view. Who did he miss? I noticed once again, Adrienne, we are not on here. Good. I'm okay with that though. I'm okay with that completely. This is pretty funny though. I really like that nonlinear is in the flamboyant and adventurous quadrant, which I thought was pretty funny, along with the Polymarket intern. I think this is where our memes live. And then yes to crypto, we see you, discreet and adventurous. We see you down there. But this is pretty funny. I don't know how accurate it is, but it was amusing for sure. And it's also your background today. So there you go.
Yes. Everybody loves a 2x2 grid. We love
a 2x2 grid. We do.
I don't even know, conservative, adventurous, flamboyant, discreet. I don't even know if those are the best. Like, it didn't immediately jump out to me. as something, although they did bait Dan, so good job.
Well
Dan
done.
said so it worked, but
That's how you
anything, I
bait
think it's
Dan.
just
Not with these,
yeah,
not with these AI replies. That's how you bait Dan. Memes. Always memes.
yeah, call
The
him
key to
flamboyant and conservative, and he'll have words.
he'll have words. He has words to say about that. That's funny. This from Bias. This is kind of fun. And I've saw a few different variations of this. Nobody will remember your FID, your follower count, how many channels you followed, what your PFP was when you started. People will remember if you got an okay banger from DWR.eth, if you did time in a Moxie correctional facility, if you got your wallet drained. Related, this was Ted's take. Nobody will remember your salary, your fancy title, how busy you were, how many hours you worked. People will remember that one time the Dracula algorithm was broken for a week. So the feed was exclusively cringe videos of you on repeat. And people will hate you for it, which I found very, very funny.
Hilarious. Do you remember when this happened?
Yes.
So Dracula early on,
As soon as
and there
it
probably
launched.
wasn't
Yeah.
so there wasn't a ton of content, and when you would go, the feed was just Ted. It was like
It was just
video
Ted.
of Ted after Ted after Ted, and
So
guess what?
funny.
Who doesn't love Ted? Apparently,
I
people
mean,
who've not met her and are meeting her
apparently
for the
people
first time on Dracula, and it's there's a lot of lessons in there in terms of
yeah,
what you're putting out on the feed, how people make judgments about you, because I don't know, Ted is universally loved. How can you not like
how
her?
can you not love Ted? But I guess if that's all you're seeing in your feed, it might get much. I get it. I get it. Especially it was more her TikTok persona than her Warpcast persona, which is pretty funny. I'm pulling things up live real time, so it's distracting me a little bit. This from I Speak Nerd. Hope to see you again on Thursday for OnGame Summer. Going to be great time, folks. Thanks to Tabletop for hosting and Snickerdoodle for co-hosting. Shared or earned by Snickerdoodle lets you earn crypto with your audience. So this is the San Diego OnGame Summer, August 2024, happening tomorrow. So if you are in the San Diego area and you like to play board games, you're going to want to go to this because it's awesome. It's going to be great. This from Naomi, I kind of mentioned this Monday when we were talking about sort of new casters who are making an impact on the timeline. And I have been loving her content. So this is Naomi Afrochick. She is a world-class competitive jumper in track and field. So she's been filming her workouts and sharing them workouts. So filming these Warpcast workouts every morning is now becoming my favorite part of the day. I love planning the exercises, answering any fitness questions, and passing on knowledge I've learned over 10 years. I actually don't know what made me start making them, but thanks taking part. Thanks for taking part and for encouraging me. It would be cool to do something in person one day. And if you have not checked out her feed, you can find it in the fitness channel, but also just on her timeline. She's been posting her workouts, talking about what she's doing, giving a workout that you can do along with her. So very cool. The other day she had, let me see if I can find it. She was showing her jumping workout at the track, and it was really cool. And then also this, which was really neat. She minted, I don't know if it was one of her workouts or something. And it minted 1.7K mints in 4 hours. So that was pretty amazing. So it's really cool to see her digging in and becoming part of the amazing community we have here. Here's the train with me, which was really cool. And just watching her do jumps. It was neat. So I love seeing this. This is so fun. And we need more folks who are bringing that content over here, as Dan has been asking for. So there you go.
Interesting and unique content. What's interesting about her and Murtaza's content, and maybe there's a few other examples, is it's not crypto Twitter. It's not crypto content. There are people who are kind of open to crypto and leveraging unique aspects about Farcaster and minting, but they're bringing their own niche content and Like, I'm not a jumper, I'm not in track and field, but I really like her content. And guess what?
Totally.
I'm not a global news reporter either, but I like
Yeah.
seeing it. So maybe call to action to people who are here. And you don't always have to kind of join a conversation. Just cast about your your unique interests. What do you know that other people don't know? And you should cast it.
Yeah, cast it. Just cast it. I agree. And even like I've also enjoyed people sharing what they're reading right now, what they're watching, like all those things, especially when they get a little bit into it and share a bit more about what they're thinking about it. Like there's a lot of things that could be casted that are unique, but this has been super fun to watch. Definitely go follow her. Naomi is Afrochick on Warpcast, and it's amazing. Maybe
I thought
the
this
Naomi
comment
Dow.
by different Naomi said maybe the Naomi Dow is not an unrealistic idea anymore, although I am nowhere near athletic. There's all these, at least maybe just start with a
Yeah.
Naomi channel. There's all these,
There you go.
there's a Steve channel, a Chris channel, lots of like dude name channels because
We might need a Naomi channel. There you go.
yeah, it might be time.
It might be time. This from Pugson. Some personal news. I've accepted the position of head of marketing for Farcaster by sufficiently decentralized vote from all the people rewarded for running hubs. This is the first official marketing campaign. When you post, you write Hitler joined a Farcaster channel today. I don't know about this particular marketing campaign. Might be just a bit much.
No, it's not. It's not enough. Pugson, whatever you're doing, just 10 times more. So good.
Very funny. Very funny. And then I did just a reminder, this is a joke. There are no rewards for running hubs. I feel like we have to say that every time we even
and
joke about
Farcaster's
it.
not hiring marketing people. Merkel is not hiring marketing people.
These are inside jokes. It's just a joke. He's not the actual head of marketing. Although it would be really funny if all of a sudden he gets like a bunch of DMs about it. Would be kind of hilarious. But
hey, you want to do a partnership?
Yeah.
Hey, are you interested in partnerships?
Let's send him we should DC him. Hey, we hear you're the head of marketing now. We have some ideas. Let's go hit him up.
Media partnership. Let's go.
Little media partnership with the head of marketing from Farcaster. This is from Base, introducing the Base Builder Resource Kit, an all-in-one launch pad for building on Base. Everything you need to start building and growing your project in one place. Just build it. So base.org/get started. Amazing. Trying to make it as easy as possible if you are building on Base. So fantastic. This from Linda, which poor Linda. Linda, I'm just feeling your pain through this whole thing. View of Moxie farming impact on my account. Majority of the spike was bounty caster questions. Drop off after starting to respond from the bounty caster account to make it sustainable for me. Ability to turn off Moxie rewards from me for some casts would allow me to respond to questions from my personal account again. Okay, so just to explain what was going on there. Since Linda was one of the folks, I believe they launched a fan token for, who didn't necessarily launch it herself. And then a lot of people started farming her replies for Moxie. So it got too overwhelming. And they were farming in a way that she felt the need to respond because they're asking questions about Bounty Caster, her business. So it's hard to discern, is this real or is this just engagement farming? So she started to respond from Bounty Caster from that account because that does not have as much of an incentive for Moxie farmers. So that's what's happening there. And then she did have this sort of interaction with Beta Shop. So heard, let me think it over. I respect you and your feedback. Not sure how the farmers would know, even if we could make it possible to opt out of a particular cast earning rewards, which is interesting. Good point. I guess you'd have to just make it explicitly clear, you're not getting any rewards for this. And then and Linda's response was, in my opinion, just being heard as a user, even if the feedback doesn't get implemented, doesn't make sense for product business, not enough resources, etc., goes a long way. Appreciate founder responses like this from Beta Shop. So I think that's a lot about, first of all, the fact that you get a response, because in the overall world, most of the time you're not getting a response, or you're sitting on hold for 2 hours and 47 minutes waiting for somebody to come on the line.
With a certain airline?
With a certain airline. Yeah, that may or may not have happened. So I totally respect that. Being heard, even if there's nothing that can be done, and being heard in a way that's very responsive and public is useful. But poor Linda. Just please, like, give her some relief. Just leave her alone. Poor Linda.
Because she really does want to engage one-on-one and respond. I mean, I don't know. I think she's cloned herself, because she responds often on Bountycaster questions. Like, I'm assuming she's using Buoy, because every time I mention Bountycaster, she's like, "Hey,
she's on it.
How can I help you?" I mean, she's incredible. Yeah. But to when there's disingenuous farming, yes, interesting what happens when you bring money into the mix. Incentives. So
show me the incentive, I'll show you the outcome, as they say. So yeah, I think that's definitely been an issue, especially if you're genuinely trying to make sure you answer everybody. So I feel bad that she's going through this, but it's been, I appreciate that she's sharing publicly what's happening, backing it up with the data when people are questioning, like, hey, can't be that bad. Like, no, here you go. Like, here's the data spike. I'm not kidding. I think that's super helpful, and I appreciate the time she's taking on that. So hopefully this is just a moment.
Are you getting Moxie farmed? Are you getting engagement farmed yourself?
No. Well, I don't have any of those. Like, I don't have a fan token, so I don't have that extra incentive. I've seen it a little bit, especially at the very beginning. I was seeing like a lot more replies that don't look genuine, but it's not too bad right now. So yeah, what gets, oops, I think we were both
we do this
same time.
People put comments in and we need a show producer.
We might need a producer. We're both hitting it at the same time to show it. So I'm showing it, she's hiding it, and vice versa. It's hilarious. Yeah, what gets rewarded gets repeated. Exactly. So hopefully we can find some happy mediums here. This was really cool from our friend Jake, Base Colors. This is a Soulbound, base color. So mine was so pretty in purple and in blues and greens, and I love it. So if you go check out on Base Colors, this is new. It is Soulbound to your wallet. So it is coming up. It is pulling the colors based on your wallet address. So introducing Soulbounds, see your ETH address like never before in color, built in collaboration with Apex 777, basecolors.com/soulbounds. And it's just really neat. And then you also get each of these individual colors that are in your Soulbound one. So they all drop to your wallet, and then you can go back in and name them if you want, which I have not done that yet. So I do need to go in and name my colors. I just find this amusing and enjoyable. So for those who like design and color things, this is kind of fun. Speaking of fun, we got two more fun things. I am not showing the sound on this.
Did we not even talk about this yet?
We have not talked about this yet. I am obsessed with this woman.
So much joy.
Okay,
my evening the other night.
Yeah, this is from Dan. Things that would surprise most Europeans. Things that would surprise most Europeans without air conditioning in home salad bars. This TikTok video is hilarious. It is amazing, and this woman is my new spirit animal. Except I do not like fruits and vegetables, so I would never have the salad bar, but I just found this fascinating. Like, even though that fact, I kind of want one now, just because I think this is really cool. So she has this whole salad bar in her house. She chops everything up for her kids. Like, it's just crazy. But the best thing about this, there's two good things. One, she's wearing this pink silk robe through this whole thing and like rocking it. And I just found that like very amusing. And then if you go through the comments, you will find Renee Campbell and I going back and forth, and it is kind of hilarious. And I was laughing, just the conversation back and forth was just so funny. I think it's on the one I shared. But yes, now everybody needs an in-home salad bar for sure, because it's just amazing. And lastly, I have one last thing to share, but before I do that, because we're going to go out with it, because it is a video that I do want to make sure we hear the audio on. Anything else that I missed, Adrienne, before we wrap today?
I don't think you've missed anything.
All right.
It's I guess we covered it all. Chat's pretty quiet right now.
I know they're very quiet today. I think because I forgot to cast this way ahead of time.
We have a we'll shout out. But I will shout out welcome Grace to the chat, who's moved into a friendlier time zone and was able to wake up maybe and join us live. And now Grace gets to see people asking for feature requests right in Unlonely. So one feature request we have, Grace, if you're still here, or Brian, is the ability to pull comments in. I don't know how easy that is to implement. There's got to be some API. I'm
sure
we can have people pull in. So we're like managing the two chats, which is fun. But
yeah. We love Unlonely, but yes, we would love to be able to pull those comments right on our screen because they're fun. Her fridge is full of fruit and vegetables. That's so nice. Yeah. I could not live without AC.
They can't do a salad bar because there's no AC. That's why. Otherwise, the Europeans would have salad bars.
There you go. You would have salad bars in your home like everybody in the US does. No, we don't. Just let's be clear. This is not the norm. And lastly, we're going to share this as we go out because it's amazing. This was from Zara. Come along, join the song, whatever your decentralized, borderless, neutral, censorship resistant, open blockchain question is. The answer is yes to crypto. I can't believe she did a whole song about yes to crypto. Celebrate on-chain summer.
I want to know if yes to crypto. First of all, I'm so glad you have the ENS. Are you getting royalties?
I know. You should be getting royalties on this. It's amazing. We got to listen to a little bit of it.
Bear, we dance along. Future bright and standing strong. Set your sights, you can't go wrong. Crypto's our song. Wherever you're, decentralized, borderless, and neutral censorship. Resistant, open blockchain. Question is, the answer is yes to crypto.
So now he's got his own song. His head's gonna get big. I can feel it. But it's pretty amazing. So thank you so much, everybody. We will see you on Friday. And with that, we're gonna say bye-bye. Whatever you're, decentralized, borderless, and neutral censorship. Resistant, open blockchain.